I'm going to give you the login. Sorry, I'm going to make you the host so that you can go ahead and start a presentation. Again, thank you all for joining. Please, I know some of you are struggling, your colleagues are struggling joining. I'll still be sending reminders to Ms. Junko so that she can um, um, get you to join or accept you so that you join. So again, thank you all for joining, and we would quickly start. So I'm just gonna make you the host. Let me accept this person, make you the host. You are now the host. So please accept the students as they join. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the introduction, Owusu, and it's nice to see you again, by the way. It's been a little while since the last time I saw you. And hi, everyone. My name is Junko Leclair, and I'm the Manager of International Enrollment and Recruitment here at North Island College. Sorry that I'm looking a little bit bundled up. I just came back from Brazil, where it was like 33, 38 degrees, and so I'm not quite adjusted to it yet, unfortunately. And that's why I'm looking like this. But we are in Canada here, and so the temperature is a little bit cooler now, considering that we're going into wintertime. And knowing that everybody's time is very important, I will make sure to go through as much information as I possibly can and leave a little bit of time for questions at the end, so that if you have any specific questions, you're more than welcome to ask, or otherwise, I am pretty sure that the staff from top tier will be able to answer a lot of the questions for you as well. And I'm always happy to connect with any of the prospective students. Anyways, I am going to quickly get the screen share going. Just bear with me for a second. All right, I'm just hoping that everybody is able to see my screen. Okay. And then if in any case you have any questions, you are more than welcome to put it into the chat. And depending on the section that I'm going through, I'll be happy to address all of them for you as we go along. Like Owusu has mentioned for you, if in any case you get kicked out of the presentation, please come back in and then you can continue on as well. All right, so I am here to introduce you to our special college called North Island College. Now, many of you might be wondering why you are joining the college presentation rather than university presentation, and I will definitely go through some of those perks for you as well. And I'm assuming also that some of you are thinking about joining maybe study in Canada or somewhere else. So I will start off by talking a little bit about Canada and then move on to our college information. So lots of students choose Canada as a destination for many reasons. But the great thing about Canada as a first point is that we have very high quality public education. Public education system is very, very strong in Canada. And it is the majority for many of the universities and colleges. And we have a quality assurance system that allows us to ensure that we provide and maintain high quality education for our students, both Canadian and international students. And so if you are choosing public institution, and North Island College is one of them as well, then you'll be reassured to know that we always make sure that we are providing the level of education that you're looking for in a post-secondary institution in Canada. The second thing is you are, of course, allowed to work and live here in Canada. So as a student, during the semester, you're allowed to work 20 hours per week. And during the break time or scheduled break, then you are allowed to work full time. And so that allows you to not necessarily to pay for all of your tuition and your living expenses, but it allows you to supplement your income or supplement your living expenses month to month, and also allows you to work full time, maybe during the scheduled break in the summer, and save up some money so that you have some funds for the rainy days. And the third thing is the post-graduation work permit program, of course. So if you are studying or if you have completed your study full-time at a designated learning institution, or otherwise we call it DLI, and you have met the eligibilities, then you are eligible to apply for post-graduation work permit program and remain in Canada and work in Canada after graduation. So for some of you, if you are not sure about the details of the eligibility for PGWP program, then I encourage you to go to the IRCC, our Canadian immigration website, but it's basically staying full-time and completing the program successfully as sort of the simple terms for the eligibilities. And for you, if you complete 1 year of full-time study, you will be allowed to stay for 1 year after graduation. If you study for 2 years or more, then you complete the program fully, then you will be allowed to stay in Canada for 3 years after graduation. So that provides you with a great opportunity for you to gain extra work experience in Canada, regardless of whether you are choosing to stay in Canada or go back to your home country after graduation. So those are the reasons why lots of students choose Canada. And then, of course, there are other things such as cost, but we will go into that in details a little bit more later on. For North Island College, like I mentioned, we are a public post-secondary institution in Canada, and we are also a designated learning institution. So not only the fact that you will be eligible for post-graduation work permit, you will be able to study at a quality institution. North Island College is located on the west end of west end of Canada. We're one of the farthest west institution. And we are located on Vancouver Island. A lot of students say, oh, it's on an island. Well, that's kind of remote, but it's not actually that far. It's just off the coast of Vancouver. And the island itself that you see on the screen is 700 kilometers top to bottom. So it's a sizable island. And on Vancouver Island, we have started as a public post-secondary institution, or otherwise community college, in the region to provide quality education for the students in central and northern part of Vancouver Island. And now we have grown to not only serve Canadian students, but also international students that are seeking out unique experience in Canada. If you are traveling to Vancouver Island and to our location, with Comox Valley campus being the main campus, it is about a 30-minute flight from Vancouver, and there are a few other places that you can fly from. Comox Valley is our main campus, followed by Campbell River campus, and then a very small Port Alberni campus, which is specific to a few of our programs. At our institution, we have over 5,000 students. About 630 students are international as of now, with the average age of about 25. So we have students that have just graduated from high school and going into university level studies, as well as students that have already graduated from university, seeking to complete another undergraduate studies or otherwise a postgraduate certificate or a diploma program. So our students are diverse in terms of age, but also in terms of countries. We have students coming from over 35 different countries. I believe this year it was 40 different countries that we welcomed students from. So it is a fantastic experience that you can have in a rather small institution, but with great diversity of students, great different backgrounds of students. And of course, we have students coming from not just Africa, but from Asia, from Europe, from Latin America, and many other regions. And we offer our programming with very small number of students in each class. Our average student in a class is about 18, with the maximum of about 35. So if you're thinking about, for example, a science lab, then you're looking at about 16 students in a class. If you're looking at a lecture style, maybe the very first business class, then you might be looking at about 30 students in a class. So you get very close relationship with your faculty members that are teaching you, and you are able to learn a lot better. And of course, our students are very happy with our education that is provided to them. And the reason why students tend to choose our institution is again variable, but generally speaking, the cost of living is lower than many other urban centers in British Columbia or our province, the big province that has Vancouver and so and other cities. So it is a slightly easier on your wallet if you are thinking about, especially funding yourself to come to Canada. And it is a smaller community. So say, for example, the Comox Valley itself has about 75,000 people in total. So it might not seem like very much, but we have a very strong sense of community, and we have a really welcoming atmosphere in our community, so that it makes it easier for you to join the community. And also, it makes it easier for you to build your own community in our region. So instead of just going from school to work and then home and nothing else, or just hanging out with the students in their school, you get to connect with people in the community that are already working in the industry through sports, through activities, and other opportunities. Also, our region is much nicer, I guess, for lack of better words. It is milder winter compared to pretty much most of the other regions in Canada. It is warm during the summertime, not as hot as what you would see in your country, but it is definitely about anywhere from about 25 to about 33 degrees is what you get in the summertime. And then in wintertime, it rains a lot more than it snows. So it snows up on the mountains just behind us where there is a ski hill. And there's a public bus that you can take to go up the ski hill. So if you have some time on the weekend, you can pile up on the bus together with your friends and then go up and then just enjoy the snow and then come back down. But where we are is sea level, and so it rains most of the time during the winter, unfortunately. However, it is definitely warmer, and we have about a handful of snow days in the year. So on those snowy days, you might end up staying at home. You might end up logging into your classes from home online and so on. But it's not as harsh a winter compared to other places. And one last thing is many students and also many Canadians as well, they move to our community from other regions because of the variety of outdoor activities that we offer in our region. So you can choose from hiking, skiing, snowboarding, if it's winter time, snowshoeing, of course. But in the summertime, kayaking, canoeing, and mountain biking, many other activities, because we are sandwiched right in between the ocean and the mountain. So you have a lot of lakes, river systems, of course, ocean and mountains, and forests that you can explore. So there's a lot of opportunities for you to try out something that maybe you haven't really had a chance to. And especially if you already love outdoor, it's a great place to be. And some students will say, well, but if we go to a smaller city, then there are a lot less employment opportunities. And in terms of the total number of job opportunities, definitely, because the metropolitan areas have a much larger population, so therefore a lot more jobs. But when it comes to the competition to apply for positions, it's a lot less in smaller communities. And also through community connections, there are a lot of opportunities that will come up for you. And in fact, more than 60 or 70% of the jobs that are available in Canada are not posted online. And so through having those connections, and especially community connections, you're able to find positions that are available to you and suitable for you as well. And in our community, our median age is a lot higher. And that means that we are critically lacking the population between the age of about 18 to about 35 or so. So there are a lot of opportunities available at entry level, mid-entry level, and to also entry level management positions as well. So you can stay here, not just study here, but also stay here and gain meaningful work experience. And for some of the female students, this is something that I didn't really mention earlier, but our community is quite safe. And so if you are a little concerned about moving into metropolitan areas right away in a place that you've never been before, it is a good starting place for you as well. Now, I did already kind of mention some of the great things about NIC or North Island College, but one thing that I didn't explain to you is the cost. So I'm going to quickly show you the difference in the cost. So if you remember earlier on, I mentioned that there is a high quality education that's provided to students through post-secondary education institutions. Now, North Island College is one of them. And especially for undergraduate students, by studying at North Island College at the beginning and then transferring to a university, you are able to get exactly the same quality courses as universities, but at a lower cost. So for students, for example, by studying for 1 year at North Island College, you would pay about $18,000, including textbooks. Of course, the textbook cost is a little different, higher for science students, a lot lower for some of the humanities students. Whereas if you start right away from urban universities, you're looking at about $30,000 in a year that you will be spending just for the course fees and books and so on. And this does not include living expenses. So starting at the college is a great choice for you as an undergraduate student. And even for postgraduate students that are thinking about maybe doing masters because you have just completed a bachelor's program, masters is a great opportunity, especially if you are thinking about going in the research track and staying in research. But if you're thinking about switching into a different career or even switching into different countries, and then starting your career, then instead of doing master's program and paying higher fees, it might be more feasible for you to do a postgraduate diploma or postgraduate certificate program at a college level that comes with employment opportunity after graduation, so that it will create a step into workforce rather than just staying in academia. Now, there are a lot of information about students that are coming with families. I'm not going to go through that in today's session because the time is a little limited. But if you have any questions about families or coming to Canada as families, we do support those students as well. However, there's a lot that you need to know about. And so if you want any consultation, please feel free to let us know. Now, another thing that I want to mention in terms of North Island College is the support that we provide. We don't just provide support, we make sure that students are receiving the support that they need. Starting with the academic and immigration advising. Immigration advising is for students who have already become a student in Canada and with an IC. But for academic advising, for students that are transferring to universities, employment services available from even before you start your studies. So once you arrive in Canada, you can speak with our employment advisors, and then they can start helping you out with your goals in terms of part-time jobs. And then in terms of academics, if you're a little bit unsure about some of the academic areas, then we have math and writing support as well as peer tutoring support that's available to you at no cost whatsoever. And if you are a great student and maintaining a great GPA, you can also become a peer tutor at North Island College so that you can mentor and tutor the students that are coming in as well, which can be an additional part of your income. So I would like to go through the programs that we offer. Now, once I start going through programs, some of the programs are undergraduate level, some of them will be postgraduate level. And so you just have to pay a little bit of attention to the names. If it says just diploma, certificate, or degree, then those are undergraduate level programs. And then, of course, if it says postgraduate, then those ones will be the postgraduate programs. Starting with the students, any of you that are interested in starting your undergraduate degree program, I have already kind of explained to you a great thing about the cost, but another thing that I didn't mention to you is that the province of British Columbia has articulation system that is a very integrated system that has all of the public universities and colleges as a part of it. And the universities and colleges agree and offer the same curriculum in order for students to transition easily between colleges and universities. And in fact, more than 60% of the students that hold university degrees in British Columbia start off at a college, not at a university. And it's because of the cost, of course, but also because oftentimes, I believe in one statistics, it's more than 75% of the first year students change their major after the first year of their studies. And so when you're thinking about changing the major, if you have already spent a huge amount of money in the first year, that can be very stressful. Whereas if you're at a college, you have a bit more flexibility in the courses that you take, and you can sample different courses and figure out which will be the most suitable. And so it gives you that flexibility. And so you can start at a college, you can complete the courses for the first year or first 2 years of the university degree program. And then after that, you can transfer over to the university into their year 2 or year 3 and then graduate. Once you graduate, you will graduate with exactly the same degree as everybody else. So there is no difference whether you have started your degree at a college or university. And by starting at a college, you get a lot more support academically, mentally, and you will be able to work on your GPAs, work on your study skills, and so on much more easily. And we partner with universities in British Columbia. And so there is a guaranteed admission partner of University of Victoria, which is a fantastic university, along with for art students, Emily Carr University of Art and Design. And students can get a guaranteed spot in the university as long as they maintain a certain GPA. And then, of course, for other universities, you're also able to transfer. It's just that there won't be a guaranteed spot. So you will have to be assessed at competitive basis. And you are also able to go to other provinces and other universities in other provinces, but it will require a little bit more work to make sure that you are taking the right courses in order to transfer to the program that you're interested in. And the majors are so diverse that I'm not going to go through every single one of them. But you can choose from arts, science, of course, engineering, criminology, fine arts, and so on. If you're interested in tourism and hospitality, and I know that some of you do have some interest in tourism and hospitality, we have a great program. Our location of Vancouver Island is a tourism center. And so lots of people come to Vancouver Island, not just during the summertime, but also during the winter time. And there will be a lot of work experience available to you. And also after graduation, there will be a lot of placement available to you. And if you are interested, we have both undergraduate and postgraduate programs. And for undergraduate students, it is fantastic because if you are taking tourism and hospitality or even adventure guiding, you're able to complete the first 2 years at North Island College. And then if you decide that you want to continue on for the third year and the fourth year of the degree program, you can either stay with NIC and complete a Bachelor of Business Administration program, or you can transfer to another university in British Columbia and complete a tourism degree program. For students that have already completed some sort of a degree program, we have postgraduate certificate 1 year and postgraduate diploma, which is 2-year program. And all of the 2-year programs under tourism and hospitality have either co-op or internship as a part of the requirements. And my apology for sometimes looking away and clicking. I'm just trying to let everybody into the room. Sorry that it's a little distracting. Along with tourism and hospitality, we have culinary arts program for those of you that are interested in polishing up your skill in culinary arts. We have fantastic faculty members that have access to a lot of different high-end events, competitions, and so on. And you will be cooking every day. You will be working in the kitchen every day, almost throughout the entirety of the program. And in culinary arts, we offer culinary business operations certificate and diploma. So if it's a 1-year program, then it will be almost a full 12 months program. If it's 2-year program, then it will be about 11 months, 10 months, and then you will have 2 months of the summer break, and then you will come back again in September, and then you will complete the 8 months left over after that point. All right. Sorry. The next grouping of programs is digital design and development. We are the first institution to offer digital design and development program in British Columbia. So not only the fact that we are very experienced, our programming is a little different from other institutions. We call it digital design and development because there are two streams. One side is design and one side is development. If you go into the development side, then most of your work is really hands-on programming, coding, and so really developmental work. On the other side, if you go into design, you will do graphic design. However, you will be required to also do front-end web development as a part of your skill. And it is a great skill to have as a designer. And so together with your graphic design skills, it is great to have the front-end web development skills because the work that you can do becomes a lot more diverse. And for digital design and development, students that are at undergraduate level can take a certificate, diploma, or 3-year advanced digital design and development diploma. On the other hand, for students that have already graduated from a university degree program in, say, IT, software engineering, computer science, computer applications, and so on, they can take the development side of the digital design and development postgraduate certificate or diploma program. And then for students that have come from, say, marketing, maybe graphic design or fine arts, they can take the design side because our postgraduate program has a little bigger component in development than design. So we do expect that you have some background in design already. All right. Moving on, I believe that you kind of saw a little bit of the mention of the fine arts program, but this is just for undergraduate students. If you are interested in fine arts program, we have a guaranteed admission agreement with one of the best fine arts universities in Canada, Leclair University of Art and Design. And we offer the first 2 years of their undergraduate program here at North Island College. And so you can start here. We only take 20 students in the program each year. And so it is a very small classroom environment with lots of attention. And you will have a lot of room to grow and to gain skills and techniques so that by the time you transfer over to Emily Carr, you will have a massive skill set that you can showcase for yourself. And you may have noticed that I have mentioned a little bit about Bachelor of Business Administration degree program here at North Island College. We have a 1-year, 2-year, and 4-year BBA program with 2-year and 4-year program coming with co-op. And the major is in management, accounting, or marketing. On the other hand, for students that have already completed a degree program, you can choose the Business Administration Postgraduate Certificate or Diploma program with mandatory internship in either management or accounting. Now, I'm just going to take a moment to talk about this a little bit so that it opens some doors to some students. So if you come from a completely different background other than business and you're thinking about going into business program, our management-focused business administration postgraduate diploma is perfect for you because it does provide you a whole suite of courses that allows you to learn about management. Whichever the background you come from, business and also management skills is something that is really important. So understanding how business works, how marketing, human resources, accounting, and everything works is really important for you. And so this is something that would be perfect for what you might be looking for. On the other hand, accounting is specifically for students that have already completed a degree in business, especially in accounting or finance, and or have experience in accounting already in terms of work experience. And this is a program designed to provide the courses that they need in order for them to go into Canada's CPA pre-professional training program. And so if you are thinking about becoming an accountant in Canada and that is your ultimate goal, then the program is designed specifically for that. And I know that there are many students that are oftentimes interested and coming from places like Zimbabwe, and Sri Lanka, UAE. And so if you have that accounting background and you are interested in pursuing accounting, this will be a great option for you. Okay. There was a question in the chat about biomedical or biotechnology. Unfortunately, we do not have a postgraduate program in science in that particular area. And then also there was another question about application fee waiver, and I will mention that in a little bit. I just have a couple more programs to go through, and I will start talking about that for you. For undergraduate students interested in social services or otherwise human services is working with population demographics with learning disability or physical disabilities. But if you are interested in any of those, we will provide human services programs. For students that are interested in early childhood care and education, so working with children from birth to about 6 years old, it's actually up to 12, but the majority is up to 6 years old, is early childhood and education diploma program with infant toddler care specialization. That is a really popular program. And so if you are interested in pursuing this program, I encourage you to apply as early as possible. For healthcare, we are not quite open for application yet, but we are offering a healthcare assistant and community mental health worker certificate, combined 2-year program. And we are expecting to open up the application early next year for this program. And it's also a fantastic program if you are in the caregiving profession, or if you're interested in going into caregiving profession in Canada, or if you wanted to learn how it is. And finally, in the trades area, we offer coastal forest technology, furniture design and joinery, instrumentation and electrical automation technician program, either 2 years or 1-year program. And these are great programs for many of our students that have some mechanical background, especially instrumentation and electrical automation. If you're interested in forestry, coastal forest technology is a fantastic program that we offer. Now, we have a question about medical school, and also there is a master's in mathematics. So any of you that are specifically looking for a master's program, you will need to look into universities. The master's application is quite complicated. It does require you to connect with the faculties at universities. It requires you to definitely be more committed financially as well. And that's not something that I will be able to offer here through North Island College. For those of you that are interested in medical school in Canada, if you have not started the university degree yet, then the very first step is for you to pursue a 4-year university degree program. Not in medicine, in a general area. So many of the students tend to choose biology, chemistry, that kind of areas. And then after you complete the degree, 4-year degree program, then you can work and then possibly become a permanent resident in Canada and then apply for medical school. Applying for medical school as an international student is extremely difficult because there are very few seats available to international students in medical schools. So it is a very long-term plan that you will have to be committed to. But it is definitely a possibility. And we do offer the Island Health program, where it is an undergraduate program for the first 2 years. But you will also take some healthcare courses just so that you can sample and then really see it is something that that you would like to pursue. For those of you that have already graduated from a degree program and then thinking about medicine, the pathway is a little bit different, and it really depends on your background as well. There's a couple other questions that are really specific to science. I'm just going to hold those questions for now, and then I would just go through the remainder of information for you, so that we can address the more specific questions later on. So if you are interested in North Island College or applying to North Island College, there's definitely admission requirements. This list is only a general admission requirements list, so it is not specific to any particular curriculum. So depending on the curriculum that you graduated from, the admission requirements and the letter grades and the language is a little different. And so that is something that we are happy to do, not as a part of the presentation, but as a part of the pre-assessment. And you're more than welcome to contact the staff at Top Tier, and they will be able to reach out to us for pre-assessment for you. But for admission, you have to have completed your high school graduation or something of equivalent nature, with the English being IELTS 6.0 with all bands at 6.0. We do accept other assessments as well, and the list is available on our website. If you have completed your high school in English, then there's a different grades requirement for English as well. And for undergraduate students, students that are going into undergraduate programs, there are some subject-specific requirements. And then for postgraduate students coming in from after bachelor's degree program, you will have to have minimum 60% overall grades in order to enter into any of our postgraduate programs. And for application, yes, definitely, we do have some application fee waiver that we can offer to our students at certain time of the year. Right now, all of the application is open for September 2024. We have a lot of students joining us right now and already paying the tuition deposit and securing the seat and applying for study permit. And we do strongly encourage you to prepare for September. It is usually it is a multi-months, like over 6 months of process in order to make sure that not only the fact that you have the academic requirements, but also you have the finance and you get all of your life in order to move to a new country. And for students that are taking IELTS or any other exams, we do have the awards available to them. And also we have regional awards for students that are coming into our specialized program, adventure guiding, coastal forest, and also instrumentation and electrical automation technician diploma program. And so if you are applying for those programs, you do automatically receive $1,000 towards your tuition. And all of these entrance awards will be applied to your student account once you become a student at North Island College and once you start your studies at North Island College. It is not a discount from the tuition deposit in any way. And once you become a student at North Island College, there's a huge list of awards that you can apply for as well. And but one thing that I do remind students is that you do need to expect to pay for your fees. If you get awards and scholarships, that's great, but that is a bit of a surprise money that will help you along the way. But you cannot plan your education relying solely on scholarships and awards. Certainly not for Canada. So I think that's pretty much most of the information that I wanted to provide to you. For the application fee waiver, we are happy to provide the application fee waiver. Our regular application fee is $100. And if you are applying to North Island College within the next month, so before the end of December, through top tier education, you can certainly connect with top tier education and we can provide the application fee waiver for you. Okay, now I am seeing some questions, and so I am going into some of the question bits. Oh, thank you. And Owusu has listed the WhatsApp platform into the chat. So I recommend that you copy that for yourself. And I am going to quickly mention a couple of things in response to the questions that are here. So one of the questions, can international students be offered healthcare? Okay, so healthcare is as an international student in Canada, you are required to have a health insurance. And there are two different coverage. One is basic and the other one is extended healthcare. The basic healthcare for the first 90 days of your study is something that is a part of your school fees. So we collect fees from you and we register you automatically into it. And then during those first 90 days, you are going to apply for the provincial healthcare plan or MSP. And once you register for MSP and after 90 days, you will start paying a monthly fee of $75 towards healthcare. And then for extended healthcare, it is also a part of the school fee, and we cover you for the whole year once your 12 months is up. then we will collect the fee again from you to make sure that you are covered for another 12 months. So yes, you will be offered healthcare. You do not need to carry over your healthcare from your home country. However, you do need to make sure that you're covered until you land in Canada. But those are things that we usually the information that we provide to you as you get closer to arriving to Canada as a part of the pre-arrival orientation. I have another question here. I have started undergraduate program in Doctor of Veterinary Medicine. Can I transfer to offer any health program of my choice? And the answer to that is possibly. It really depends on what kind of courses you have completed. And each institution will need to evaluate the curriculum that you were offered. And so it's not really a guarantee, but it is definitely something that can be assessed. And however, please remember that many of the institutions don't have the ability to assess your course curriculum until you actually become a student. It is a pretty heavy lifting, evaluating curriculum for all of the courses that you have completed. And so it is not something that you can do prior to admission. There's another question about whether we offer medical lab science or any course with lab. We don't. If you're looking for a lab technician program in Canada, unfortunately at North Island College, we do not offer one. There are other colleges that do, and same with universities that offer lab technicians program. If you're looking for a general science degree program, then we can get you started for sure. And can IELTS be replaced with English proficiency letter? And the answer is it depends on what your education level is. So if your educational background is say bachelor's degree, and your bachelor's degree was instructed in English, then yes, definitely you can provide the medium of instruction letter from the university to bypass the IELTS exam. If it's high school, there are a number of curriculum that we accept the course grades in lieu of IELTS exam. Okay. I think, and then there was one last question. Can I use the degree with pass to do bachelor's degree again? I'm not sure what the percentage will be, but generally speaking, our minimum requirement is 60%. And so if you do not have the 60% as the completion of your degree, overall grade of your degree program, then unfortunately we will accept you. But if you're going to do a bachelor's degree all over again, you could. However, that is something that you may want to speak with top tier staff about, just because it does affect your prospect for study permit and so on. And so, yeah. I think that's all of the questions. Do any of you have any other questions? It's exactly an hour since we from the time that was scheduled. And so I just want to make sure.
Please, if you have any questions, concerns, this is a very fun opportunity to unmute yourself and ask your questions. We will give you 2 minutes. If nobody asks a question, All right, David just asked a question, so please, if you can read and answer him.
I'm just going to stop the share here. There's a question about okay. Do we have a specific age range for a master's degree program? We do not. However, it depends on how the visa officers see your application. And I am not, unfortunately, an immigration consultant, so I cannot really speak to the immigration piece. And I think that might, like, if you are concerned about your age being a factor for your application, it might be a good idea for you to connect with the top tier staff so that they can address those questions for you. There are a couple other questions. I'll answer one of the easier questions. Can an international student apply for healthcare assistant? I'm assuming that this is a healthcare assistant program, and if so, Margaret, yes, you can. We are actually opening a program that is a 2-year program. It's a combined program between healthcare assistant program and the community mental health support. And so the total is 2 years, and it's a fantastic program, and it is specifically designed for international students. And so if you are interested, please stay in touch so that we can let you know as soon as it opens. And then there is another question about physician assistance program. Also, would you be able to help me understand what Charity maybe means by a physician assistant program?
So yeah, so a physician assistant, it's more or less the role is a little bit similar to a medical doctor's position, but it's a 4-year program, not as lengthy as a medical doctor. So let me look at the question again. Can an international student? So if you guys have physician assistant, it's also called physician assistant here in the US. So if you had one, definitely is you would know. So I don't think maybe you offer that program as well.
Yeah, and I think it might be actually a different profession altogether here, as well. But yeah, if it's a 4-year program that you're thinking of, then yeah. The only program that we offer is Bachelor of Nursing program here at North Island College, but unfortunately we're not open to international students applying for that program just yet. So. Any other questions from anybody?
Any questions, any concerns, anything? Okay.
Oh.
CNA. Oh. So there's a last question from Charity, and then we can end.
What is CNA? I'm sorry.
CNA, Certified Nursing Assistant.
Oh, okay. So I'm assuming that that's a certification from your own country? Oh, okay, from Dubai. Okay. There has been a publication that came out not too long ago regarding accepting more international qualifications to be translated and sort of transferred for especially for nurses. that I know of. And I know that there's been gradual movement to do so. It's just that Canada has to systemically be ready to take that on. So I think that's rather than to apply for a nursing program, it might be something that you might want to look at as a transfer of your qualification at a later date. Um, but if you are interested in going into a nursing program, I think that's something that you will have to ask with every institution separately. But generally speaking, the nursing program's admission requirement is quite strict because it is regulated provincially. And so substitution may or may not be allowed. And then the final question, I know there's a hand up from Vera, but there's a final question here about the deadline for various semesters. Right now, we are at the tail end of the application for May 2024 intake. We only have Associate of Arts and undergraduate business programs open for the May start. And we're pretty much full for that semester. And September 2024 intake is open. Some of the programs are filling up very fast. And so I do recommend that if you are thinking about applying, you apply within the next 2 months, no later than that. And our institution works in a way so that it is first come, first qualified, and first paid as well. So you will need to apply, get an offer from North Island College, and then you need to pay the tuition deposit in order to secure a spot in the program. And so it's important that you not only apply early, but you are also prepared to pay for the tuition deposit to secure the seat in the program. Um, And then there's a question about educational field for teachers. That's a really good question. I think it really depends on what you are wanting to do. I know I have lots of students that come with education or teacher qualification, and then go into business. Some people go into early childhood care and education. Some people go into social work. It really depends on what you are interested in. Um, so it's important that you look into what you're interested in, because as a part of the application for study permit, you are supposed to write a letter of intent, um, which basically is that, sorry, it's not called letter of intent, statement of purpose. And you are supposed to explain the reason why you want to come to Canada and then study the program that you chose. And you need to persuade the immigration officers as to what your plan is. And so it's really important that you don't just apply for a program just because it's easy to get into, but you really do need to look at what your goal is. And with many of the programs and institutions being full early, it's impossible sometimes for you to change programs after you arrive, just because you didn't choose the right program at the very beginning. And so I strongly recommend, as a part of education institution, that you do spend some time and put thought into what your goal is and what program really for your goal. I think that's a good spot to stop. I know we're 10 minutes over. I'm gonna pass it back to Owusu.
All right. Thank you all very much for joining. We truly appreciate you all. And also, thank you very much, Ms. Junko, for taking the opportunity to spend your morning with us. I know it's evening in Ghana, but we truly appreciate you. And we hope we can continue to build a very good relationship with you. and I hope to visit your campus very soon with some top tier stuff, and then we can, shoot some promotional videos while we are on campus. But again, we truly appreciate you for your time and for answering all the questions.
Thank you
And
very much. Yeah,
yeah,
thank you very much for having me. And yes, definitely, I look forward to welcoming you here on campus. And it's such a unique experience to be here on Vancouver Island and to call it home. And I hope that that will be opportunity coming true for some of you as well. And thanks so much for
mhm.
listening in. And thanks so much, Owusu, for hosting as well.
Yeah, we thank you. And I think with the teacher education program, I'd like to talk to you more because we have a lot of teachers who might be interested in that opportunity, and that is something that we can work on. So I will schedule a meeting with you to learn more about the early childhood program and how we can recruit teachers from basic education programs directly into that program.
Great. Thank you so much once again, everyone. And thanks, Owusu.
Okay, then.
Have
Until
a great
next.
day.
Yeah. Bye. Thank you, guys.